Global terror attack deaths rose to new highs in 2044. The Sydney Mall terrorist attack is part of the sharp rise in religious
Death toll rises to 60 after suicide bombing.
新的宗教自由报告显
The
示，
number of people killed doubled since the attack on Earth.
Not tell if this is work. I don't give a shit. Listen, it's 2044, folks. Year 2044. It may as well be Berlin, 1944. Except there was less rubble then. 8 attacks in the last week. Rome, Marrakesh, Heidelberg, Istanbul, Salt Lake City, London, Manila, and all of this, every single one of these is in the name of God. The Pensonites just blew up Kenmore Square, and this is a day. Yesterday, Fenway Park destroyed, gone. Last week, the Alaveyans blew up the fucking Camp Nou, the home of FC Barcelona. What happened to keeping all this around Mount Megiddo? Listen, if you want to fight over your religion, decide which religion should rule the planet, I say go for it. Every religion out there, pick a fucking fighter. And here's what we do, we have a big tournament. I'm serious. We have a big tournament, choose a fighter, train them to represent your religion, and we just have a big fucking mano-a-mano, put them all in an arena, let them start going, and whoever is left standing at the end, that is the religion that we worship. And let's do it that way. We'll call it the religious rumble. No. Fuck that. Wait. The battle for absolute dominion. The battle for absolute dominion.
The battle for absolute dominion.
Fuck yeah, there you go. Battle for absolute dominion. Start training.
Time!
I know.
Know what?
The bell doesn't start or end the fight.
I'm glad you know. Now try to remember.
If he beats you up, and then you beat yourself up, you're taking 2 beatings instead of just 1.
Sun Tzu?
Simple math.
Another round?
Now you let your body rest until Saturday.
What do you think? Does he stand a chance?
Technically, physically, yes. Has he had any more?
Not since that day.
Did you find out what causes it?
EEG, MRI scan, CT scan, all came back clear.
We're getting close, everyone. The last wild card tournament is upon us, and the 50 warriors left standing after this weekend are going to decide our fate. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome today's guest, Professor Amanda Harris. Look, a little bit of applause. See what I can do? So, I am really excited to talk to you right now.
About this mess you got us into.
Professor, I made a joke in a cheap trailer using a thrift store camera. I mean, who listens to random nobodies on the internet?
Apparently the entire world.
Let's talk about some more important subjects. First off, Emmon Jones, Pensonite, currently ranked #1. So, Professor, what would the world be like under Pensitism?
I can't tell you what the world will be like because that depends on other variables, but I can give you some background on Pensitism. Pensitism is one of many apocalyptic ideologies represented in the tournament, but unlike most of the others, Pensonites have an exact end date, which is 2111. 48 years left.
Yes, 48, thank you. Thank you.
The problem with groups who believe that the apocalypse is around the corner is that they are not interested in progress. On the contrary, they usually find comfort in regressing to earlier times.
All right, let's go to Nizar Haddad, currently #2. Now, he seems like a nice guy, but the Dashafaris do not celebrate Christmas. And I don't know, a world without eggnog. That sounds worse than the apocalypse to me. Okay? Now, Mestre Gato Santo, #3. Now, I love capoeira, I love Brazil, all right? And the Celestians celebrate Christmas. So this could be a positive outcome.
Unless you enjoy celebrating Ramadan or Hanukkah.
Okay, good point. All right. As someone who knows everything about everyone on this list, who do you want to win?
The question is not who will win. It's what will they do with the power. Even the most tolerant ideology will feel oppressive to those who will be asked to give up the culture and traditions they grew up with.
So you're saying that because everyone took a joke on the internet seriously, we're all fucked?
No, Vix, you were the spoke that stopped the wheel that was spinning us rapidly toward destruction.
I mean, do you have any hope?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Well, then I'm confused because you don't seem to be inspired by any of the contenders.
On that list.
Oh, you're saying the list isn't complete. You are talking about the last wild card tournament coming up this weekend. Who is showing up for that? What do you know?
I know that we need a miracle. And I know how hard I prayed for one.
Morning, Battle of Absolute Dominion fans around the world, and welcome to the very last wildcard tournament, only hours away now here on Shalom Island. Our satellite drone sending us a nice little bird's eye view of the stadium. And here an appearance of our highest ranking fighters, Mestre Gato Santo, who just moved to the prestigious top 3 ground floor apartments last weekend, while Emmon Jones and Nizar Haddad, #1 and #2 respectively, they've been here for a couple of weeks now, and looks like they're enjoying a little al fresco coffee in the calm before the storm.
Sagan.
We are approaching Shalom Stadium.
Come on. Stop messing around with me.
If it doesn't snap out before we arrive at the stadium, we are done.
I know. Stop with the pranks. Sagan, snap out of it now. Please. Sagan!
We have arrived.
Let go of
at
me.
Stadium Station.
What are you doing?
Please exit the air train.
We're gonna be late. Let's go.
For security reasons, fighters and coaches must wait in the holding arena until your name appears on the display board.
出于安全考虑，选手和教练必须在等候区等待，直到您的名字出现在显示板上。
Hello.
Welcome to Center AD Live. My name is Ceylon, your host, and I'll be with you all weekend covering the last wildcard tournament. This is the final opportunity for fighters who aren't ranked to qualify for the battle for Absolute Dominion. Things sure do look different around here today. For the last time in this 20-year saga, the battle stage has been taken down to accommodate for a larger crowd of hopeful fighters. Okay, so we're gonna play a highlight video from the last ranking tournament, along with some messages from our sponsors. And hopefully by the time we get back to you, we'll have more oversight on what's happening down there. Stay tuned.
Sigan con nosotros. Desde Reyes, Susantes Nami.
Attention competitors and coaches. The result of the group draw is now on the display board. Please wait in the holding arena until your name appears on the display board.
选手和教练请注意，小组抽签结果已在显示板上公布。
Winner, Shabana.
Group 3. There.
Bruno versus Centurion, match number 3.
布鲁诺对阵沙卫良3号店。
Fighter, that's your last one.
Ready. Fight!
Winner.
Winner, Bruno.
Water?
No, I'm good.
Someone named Sagan Bruno won against a bunch of no-names quickly. Since when did we even talk about Bruno?
Sagan Bruno won 12 fights so far and broke the following stats. The fastest win ever, most fights won in the least amount of time, and most fights won without a single KO. And I don't think this is by accident. This seems to be his style.
Not to be the Joan Rivers of the apocalypse, but you call that style? It's not a cute look. He doesn't stand a chance if he faces a top 50 fighter.
Well, we don't know what kind of style he's gonna have when he faces a top 50.
Why are you so obsessed with this guy anyways? Is he a Solarian?
No, he's from IHS, the Institute of Humanism and Science, and that makes him a story.
What is it they believe in again? Nothing?
No, not nothing. They're just not religious.
Okay, Archive needs to send us everything that they've got on him and his organization. And let's make sure to get our cameras just glued to his pretty little eyelashes when we get back from commercials.
Winner, Elias.
Drawing attention earlier than expected.
Do you want me to go slower?
No. Just want you to broaden your awareness.
Fighter to your mark. Fighter to your mark. Fight!
Bruno versus Che, map number 3. 30-second warning.
Not exactly what I meant by broaden your awareness.
She keeps staring at me.
That's her job.
You know her.
I hired her.
What?
Well, technically, your dad and the board hired her. I recruited her. She's your personal protection officer.
Nobody even knows who I am. Why do I need a PPO?
If you don't get on that mat soon, you might not.
Fight!
Why do I need a PPO? Is there something I should know about?
It's the law.
For the top 50, not a completely unknown wild card.
We thought it was for the best to hire someone earlier.
Shalom Island has more security than the United Nations. Everybody's pre-screened months ahead of time. And there isn't one doorframe or ceiling without gun detection AI.
And yet, 8 fighters have been killed since the tournament started. By pre-screened people with improvised weapons. What?
Those fighters that were killed, they were all associated with some form of Satanism. You think not believing in anything is as much of a threat to people as believing in Satan?
More.
Believers have comforting narratives, make the idea of death bearable. Satanism doesn't challenge those narratives. On the contrary, it confirms them, strengthens their beliefs.
But we challenge them? How?
Simply by existing. Heaven, hell, reincarnation. Those stories are fundamental defense mechanisms. They protect believers from fear of death, the most primordial and paralyzing fear. For people like us to not threaten this safe fortress of belief, it would require the ability to stop others from contemplating our worldview. Of course, that's impossible.
Welcome back to Center AD Live. We're halfway through day 1 of the wildcard tournament, and things have been pretty wild indeed. But one fighter has stood out amidst all the chaos. His name is Sagan Bruno. At the young age of 19, he's already broken several records this morning, including fastest TKO, most wins in the shortest amount of time, and most wins without a KO. He's continually dominated his group, more than any other fighter, so you're probably wondering, what religion is he? Well, here's where things get really interesting. None! You heard me correct. Sagan Bruno represents the Institute of Humanism and Science.
What is he doing here?
The guy you're fighting next, Samuel Day, lifelong sparring partner. They're like brothers.
Bruno versus O'Day.
Commander?
I didn't know we,
allowed heathens.
people not associated with a religion.
We had to. The tournament wouldn't have been authorized if we excluded any belief system, let alone one that included thousands of prominent scientists.
How come we've never seen one of their fighters before?
Because IHS is a bunch of academics and nerds. They didn't have an unlimited supply of zealot crusaders like everybody else. So they did what scientists do, engineered one.
Engineered?
When we decided to set the date of the tournament's finale, 20 years in the future, is because we knew it would take that long to negotiate a set of rules with 196 countries. So, with IHS, they went out and got themselves a super athlete spunk. Genius embryo. Voila.
Fighter, take your mark.
Fighting position. Fighter ready. Wait. You give up? You give up? Fighter, you give up?
Tap out, brother. Tap out.
Come on, brother, tap out.
Nizar Haddad getting involved from the sidelines, telling him that it's not worth dying over this.
This can't continue. You need to say something.
I already did.
This is unbelievable. The Dashifari fighter refuses to tap out, and the humanist refuses to take him out. You can't make this stuff up.
Sagan!
What just happened?
Winner.
What did he say to him? Please tell me someone has a close-up of his lips so we can see what he said to him.
This is everything we have.
That's not gonna cut it. I need to know everything there is to know about this weirdo kid and his Institute for Communism and Science. My dear Claudia, don't disappoint me, my love. Please do not listen in during the break. Just a little peek-a-boo. See what he's eating, what he's drinking, what their strategy is, whether they're shooting him up some of the good stuff. Go!
Hi. I'm Nayo Linga, your PPO. I'd like to bring you to the IHS suite so you can rest until your next fight. Your father already went ahead. Well, you've drawn everyone's attention earlier than we expected. So the threat level's increased. Plus, we have to pass the press line to get to the hotel.
Aren't there a few secret passages out of the arena?
There are. But fighters are contractually obligated to walk past the press. Not doing so is cause for disqualification. But you're not obligated to talk to them or even acknowledge them, and I highly recommend you don't.
Okay.
As we move towards the hotel, I want you to expand your peripheral vision. Scan the space, as wide and as far as possible. Consider everyone and everything a threat. Watch people's hands. Someone trying to harm you will either carry a weapon or eventually pull one out. Now, I don't have eyes in the back of my head, so there's a chance you and Anton will catch something I won't. If that's the case, yell fire. I'm gonna count to 3. On 3, we stand up. I'll walk ahead of you. Anton will walk behind you. 1, 2.
I'm from the Babylon Times. Can I ask you a few questions, please?
There won't be any interviews until after the tournament.
Is it true you were genetically engineered for this tournament's sake? Are you fighting to end God?
Don't look up.
Oh, you didn't have eyes in the back of your head.
I don't. Attention. But my instincts are 360.
Shalom Stadium security may detain anyone not in possession of an official security.
He cannot win this tournament.
The odds for a wild card fight.
I don't care what the odds are. We need to make sure he doesn't make it into the top 50.
security system deactivated.
Ah, here they are.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm Satara Bruno. Sagan's mother.
Nice to meet you.
I heard you did really well.
Champagne. Relax. It's kombucha. We're just pretending it's champagne.
Is there room for Sagan so he can get some rest?
Yes, over there.
Mind if I check it out real quick? It'll take less than a minute.
Go ahead.
Alt Lair, I'll leave you alone.
Could you ask my mother to come see me, please? I need some medical advice.
Of course. Professor Bruno, Sagan asked if you could see him. For medical advice?
Of course.
Do you want to help me find the exits and fire alarms?
Sure.
This is unbelievable. The Dashifari fighter refuses to tap out, and the humanist refuses to take him out. You can't make this stuff up.
How many times are you going to watch this?
As many times as it takes to figure it out.
What was that about?
Why? They don't get along.
No kidding.
Sitar's a psychiatrist. The fact he asked for her means he's dealing with a mental health issue, and it must be bad.
Why does he not like her?
There wasn't one event. She's always been cold and distant with him, like she's scared or ashamed of him. When he was younger, he tried hard to win her over. At some point, he just gave up.
Well, some people don't attach to kids who aren't biologically theirs.
But he is.
I thought he was genetically engineered from donors.
He was. Sitara's one of them. She's a Rhodes Scholar and former world champion gymnast. The Institute, they approached her before anybody else. She turned them down repeatedly, but then they got smart and hired her husband to run the entire project. The next time, it was him who asked.
Well, what about the sperm donor?
Former Olympic sprinter, chess grandmaster. Knowing the Institute, I'm certain they recruited him as deliberately as they did Sitara. He just wisely insisted on staying anonymous. You're not really trying to locate the exits and fire alarms, are you?
Of course not. I memorized the blueprints of the stadium in 8th grade. I've walked them every year since.
Are you nervous about him?
No.
Then what is this?
Trying to figure out just how he got him to tap out.
You know, some people say they'd rather die than tap out, but...
I've known Sammy my entire life. I know his pain threshold and I know his mentality. He came here to win or die. Nothing in between.
Did you ask him what happened?
He won't talk to me.
Do you think he threatened Sammy with something other than his own death?
I've considered it. But what? Sammy grew up as a war orphan, never married, so there's no family to threaten him with. I'm the closest he's got to family. But what could this guy do to me, in here, that Sammy would have considered a serious threat?
I don't know. But now you got me curious. What do you think he's doing out there?
Picking a lamb to sacrifice. Any top 50 fighter can challenge anyone in a wildcard tournament.
Security deactivated.
I think it's time.
I'm ready.
You guys go ahead. I'm gonna walk Satara to the pod station first.
You're not coming to watch?
She doesn't watch fights.
You're contractually obligated to face the press when you exit the arena, not when you enter.
Go ahead and ask already.
I'm not going to ask. Doctor-patient confidentiality still counts, even within the family.
He told me I can tell you.
What's going on with him?
I'll get it.
Naya, what's up, girl?
Same old, same old. What's up with you, sis?
Sadly, not my salary.
Okay to walk our guy through here?
Yeah, of course. I told you.
Come on. Hey, good to see you.
So, you are what all the fuss is about.
And I better get him through the fuss before they disqualify him.
Dale duro.
Oh, vete a casa.
You said that, not me.
And we're back. Sagan Bruno is up first, which should be a hoot, given that his opponent is about twice as tall and 4 times as wide.
Take your mark. Fighting position. Get ready. Get ready. Hey!
He's out.
Winner.
Decided to do a little acrobatics. Huh?
Winner, Bruno.
If your opponent is a bull, be a muleta. If your opponent is a muleta, be a bull.
And most important,
never be a matador.
Let's wait somewhere else.
You two go. I need to stay here in case they move the fight forward or pull some other trick to get them disqualified.
Pay me 2 minutes out.
Copy that.
You found something?
Yeah, but I don't think we can use it.
We can and will use everything. That's the deal on Shalom Island, darling.
But it came from a conversation he had with his mother and her capacity as a psychiatrist, so legally, I don't even think we can use it.
Are you a lawyer now? Because that's news to me. And last time I checked, I'm the one who breaks the news here. So your career changed. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's been canceled. The paperwork just couldn't come through in time. What a travesty. What a tragedy. Now out with it. Let me hear it.
Doctor-patient confidentiality still counts, even within the family.
He told me I could tell you.
What's going on with him?
He wanted me to prescribe something that stops auditory verbal hallucinations.
He's hearing voices?
When he spaces out like that, he's just pretending to be catatonic because he didn't want to admit what's really happening.
What is really happening?
Someone is talking to him.
Who? Satara, who is talking to him?
God. He says God is talking to him.
You're right. We absolutely cannot expose this. That's why we need some trashy outlet to do it for us first. Great job, Claudia. I knew there was a reason why I put up with that relentless drone of her personality. Drinks on me tonight.
What is it?
Again, this article was just published by the Daily Post, who insist that they have an audio file to back up this story. But since we've not heard the audio clip ourselves, I must add that the wild card fighter, Sagan Bruno, allegedly hears God.
Attention, please. Shalom Stadium security may detain anyone not in possession.
Sagan,
Time to go?
not quite.
What is it?
Someone leaked a conversation your parents had in the hotel room. They were talking about your mental health issue.
Oh.
You're taking this better than I expected.
If I get riled up because somebody wants to rile me up, then I'm a puppet, not a fighter.
Anton was always a great teacher.
You trained with him?
Yeah, when we were kids, all the way until he left our school.
Want to do some floor exercises?
Sure.
Shalom Stadium security may detain anyone not in possession of an official security pass.
Wow, look who's here.
Looks like Sagan's about to fight his first top 50 fighter.
Satara's here. I'll go get her. Tell Sagan we're very sorry.
Versus Steinmetz, Matt.
Break his legs.
You like her?
She's smart. And extremely good at her job. I just feel bad she ended up with me. She should be among Jones or these other Haddad's people.
She didn't end up with you. She chose you.
Linku versus Steinmetz, Matt number 5.
Well, not exactly you, but the Institute.
Of course.
All the top organizations tried to recruit her. She passed on all of them and recommended her students instead.
She was an instructor?
Not just any instructor. But Dashafar offered her an entire island in exchange for becoming Tsar Haddad's PPO.
What's she doing here?
I'm sure she turned around immediately as soon as she heard about that trashy leak going viral. They wanted me to tell you they're sorry.
Winner, Steinmetz.
It wasn't their fault.
Now, let's talk about that voice you're hearing after the fight, okay?
You want to talk about God, Anta? Just like this.
Bruno versus Salvador. 30-second warning. Attention, please. The Pensonites Freddy Alvarez, ranked at 23 in the current Absolute Dominion Top 50, has volunteered to fight in place of Magico Salvador.
Folks, I never thought I'd say this, but this wild card tournament has just become more thrilling than the past 10 ranking tournaments together.
Where is he?
So the Pensonites, like the Sons of Moses and the Dashifar, each have more than one fighter in the top 50. But this challenge isn't without consequences. You see, there's no gain if a top 50 fighter wins against a wild card. But if he loses, it's a 10-point deduction.
Fighter, take your mark. Fighter, take your mark. Fighting position. Fighter, are you ready? Fighter, are you ready? Hey! Come on, Sagan. Fighter, you give up! Fighter, you give up! Fighter, you give up! Fighter, you give up! Fighter!
Well, that was a snooze fest. But the young Sagan Bruno wins again. So that means that Freddy Alvarez drops from number 23 to 46. And Sagan Bruno is still here, which means if he wins his next fight, you're gonna see him in the finals tomorrow.
I'll talk to Omar.
Now!
Surrounded by idiots.
Oh, this wasn't too horrible to watch.
No, not horrible at all. I'll stay for the next one if that's okay with you.
Winner, Nguyen.
It took you a lot longer this time. Was the style tough to beat?
No. I just figured now that I'm known as the guy who hears God, I better be as mundane as possible.
Command, this is PBO Naya Linga. I've got a 6-4 attempt on my fighter. Request assistance.
Attention, tournament guests. Shalom Stadium curfew will start in 15 minutes. Please exit the stadium.
Omnis satanica potestas, omnis incosio infernalis adversari, omnis legio.
I'll get you out of here in a sec.
Vade satana inventor et magister, omnis fallaciae hostis humanis solutis.
Komorskis non zombios.
Please proceed to the nearest exit gate.
What's his issue?
He's a Urianite who thinks I'm the devil.
What'd you say to him?
I asked him how he knows I'm not God.
Last warning.
This is unacceptable. I want to speak with the head of security immediately, or I file a complaint with the SCSC. First, you record a confidential conversation between two medical doctors, and then you're incapable of providing security when my son becomes a target.
Sir, nothing is
minutes.
confidential inside Shalom Stadium. It's in the privacy policy you signed when you registered.
Nizar asked if you can stop by.
Yes, of course. When evil people meet, good people enforce their shields with leather.
You're the #1 ranked fighter, right? And you're acting like you're afraid of him?
Because I don't want to gamble my hard-earned ranking away to stop this nobody from qualifying? How did you get in here?
Through the door, of course. You're wondering why your PPO didn't stop me. Because I'm her boss. I'm also his boss. I know you think that as the #1 ranked Absolute Dominion fighter, the sun rises and sets with you. But that's an illusion. You're a court jester, an entertainer, a reality star. I can have you eliminated from the tournament like this.
The International Convention has rules, and you can...
It's almost cute how naive you are. I am in charge of the tournament, and I am in charge of the military. One word from me and you will be disqualified.
For what?
I'm sure I can think of something. Try me.
Please sit. Have tea. Nobody's gonna try and kill us tonight. They are too busy trying to kill the young prophet.
Young prophet?
A skeptic who hears God and makes all the evil people run like chickens. Com certeza profeta.
You don't really think they're trying to kill him, do you?
It's what they do to prophets, no?
Why can't this wait until he's in the top 50? If he even wins the wild card spot.
I could try to explain to you the geopolitical necessity of religions to sustain stable international relations, but let's be honest. It's too complex of an issue for you. The simple version is, we don't need to put this idea of a potential godless outcome into people's minds any more than it already is. It will be the end of peace. And I like peace. Don't you?
Yes.
Good. So go out there and kick that godless little shit into oblivion.
Wait. I need a guarantee that I'll win.
If number 23 here was almost able to beat him, why are you worried?
Because that's not what happened. Tell her.
Tell me what?
I didn't almost beat him.
Tell her exactly what you told me.
He played around with me the entire time. I have no idea why he dragged it out. He could have won in the first 15 seconds.
He dragged it out in order to humiliate you. That's what godless people do. They have no incentive for compassion.
No, I think he did exactly the opposite.
I don't care what you think. What type of guarantee did you have in mind?
You just said you were head of the military.
Make sure you step on that mat. There have been 3.5 million cyber searches for humanism just today. If he shows up for the finals tomorrow, we'll never be able to get rid of him.
The evacuation order's been lifted. We can go back to the stadium.
Amon Jones has been spotted in gear and warming up.
Wow. We can hardly miss the moment Nizar Haddad becomes #1.
You believe Amon Jones is going to lose? Against a noob?
I don't know anything about noobs, but I know God's not gonna lose today.
I know he's a Celestian, but he sure doesn't sound like one.
Maybe because he's Makushi.
He's what?
Makushi. It's an indigenous people of Brazil. Celestianism was forced on his people by their colonizers.
Why is he fighting for the Celestians then?
Man's gotta eat, brother Nizar.
It's time to go.
I never thank you for saving my life.
I noticed, and I've already requested to be transferred. Put this on your head, please. They denied my request for a second PPO, so we've got to work with what we've got to keep you safe. Remember the 3 Ps. Pay attention, process, predict. You have an IQ of 182, a photographic memory, and you speak 8 languages fluently. I know you understood what I said. What? It's good to be smart, no?
Not if it's a genetically modified feature.
You'd never hear Deadpool say that.
Who?
It's a vintage thing. I'll tell you another time. Let's go.
Another top 50 fighter is warming up to challenge Sagan Bruno. And not just any fighter, the #1 ranked fighter in the battle for absolute dominion, Amon Jones himself.
Captain Davis, you are in charge of Shalom Stadium security.
Yes, Commander Zimmer, I am.
Good. I need you to execute a Code 16.
Are you familiar with Code 16?
Yes, Commander. Code 16, imminent use of force against an actor identified as a threat to international security. Section 396 of Title 10 of the Beirut Convention requires approval of no less than 3 member states.
Not if declared a global emergency.
The return of peace is at stake.
And if we don't eliminate the threat as fast as humanly possible, we will be back in the ruins of 2045.
Yes, Commander. Understood.
Get it done. Sergeant Lee.
Yes, Commander.
Run this to Nigel Johnson.
Make sure he gets it before Amon fights.
Yes, Commander.
What is your life source?
My breath.
What is your handicap?
Tension.
Who is your enemy?
Pride.
Who's your ally?
Movement.
What do you do when you get hit?
Remain human.
Attention, please. We have, once again, a substitution. Gautier versus Khan, mat number 6.
Fighter, take your mark. Fighter, take your mark. Fighter, take your mark. First warning, Jones.
I don't like this.
Neither do I.
First warning, Jones.
5C!
Attention tournament guests, coaches, team members. Shalom Stadium curfew will start in 15 minutes.
We'll bring you and your fighter back to your suite. Everybody else needs to head out of the stadium. Curfew starts in 15 minutes.
Who's coming to investigate?
MPs are already here. They'll conduct a full investigation, trust me.
Is he going to be safe?
I'm not sure. I don't know how far they'll go to stop him from qualifying.
Can Anton stay behind with you?
It's a federal offense to stay inside the stadium after curfew without permission, and I'm sure they'll have eyes on us. They'll disqualify Sagan and then arrest Anton.
Let's go. We can drop them off on our way to the gate.
Last warning.
So you're not sure he will be safe, and we can't do anything to protect him?
You can take him with you.
Then he's disqualified.
My job is to give you an honest safety assessment, Dr. Bruno. I'm good at what I do, but I'm only one person, and they seem determined to not let him finish the tournament.
That's it then. He's coming with us.
I'm staying.
Did you not just hear what she said? You're not safe here.
Why do you care, son? You never cared about any of this.
Last warning.
Or me.
All unauthorized parties must exit the stadium.
I trained for this my whole life. You've made me for the sole purpose of winning this tournament. If you're taking this from me now, you're pulling the ground from under my feet.
Please exit the stadium. Last warning. Please exit the stadium.
最后警告，所有未经许可的人员必须离开体育场。
The reason why I've been so distant with you is not because I don't love you.
Please exit the stadium.
On the contrary, it's because I'm ashamed. What mother sends her child into an arena to fight before he's even born? It's barbaric. I thought you hated me. And frankly, you should.
Last warning. Last warning. All unauthorized parties must exit the stadium.
This tournament is getting crazier by the day. I can't possibly do a normal show now. I gotta know what's going on down there. Luckily, I know just who to ask. Ceylon, are you down there? What's going on? Give me the scoop.
Hi, Fitz. Thanks so much for thinking of me. Sorry to disappoint you, but we don't actually know what's going on either. Yikes. One moment, Sagan Bruno is on top of Amon Jones. The next moment, Sagan Bruno is grabbing an arrow, flying in the air at least 300 miles per hour. Like, whoop.
Oh, okay, so it was an arrow. We didn't know that that's what it was. It's an arrow?
Yeah, we had to really slow down the video footage, zoom in as much as possible, and I'm just getting word now from my team that we can review this together. So why don't we figure this out?
Perfect buddy detective show right there.
Let's go.
We'll take you through the kitchen, just in case the press are waiting in the lobby.
Please sit.
Okay, so we can begin to see what's happening here. Sagan Bruno is in mount position. There's no way for Sagan Bruno to see what's happening above him. This is when the arrow begins to enter the frame. Now we had to really zoom in and go frame by frame to see what happens next. Somehow, Sagan reaches out his hand to grab what he couldn't possibly have seen coming.
Holy shit.
So much for the Lord preserves those who are true to him, right?
Hey, if I was God with a front row seat to the last 2,100 years of human history, I would also root for the people who don't believe in me.
Come on.
Absolute Dominion Investigation Committee.
This is Captain Davis, head of Shalom Stadium Security Force. I need to report someone for misconduct.
Yes, Captain Davis. Who will you be reporting?
Myself.
Did she tell you what a badass instructor your PPO was?
She didn't.
She made us play this game called Non Passeré, where one person has to get from their base into the enemy's base without getting killed. I started throwing up after I swallowed a paintball during an ambush. So she made me do it again, with even more people shooting at me from everywhere. We don't have eyes in this building, so if anyone bothers you, call me.
Okay.
I sepsis.
Always.
Security deactivated.
Lights off.
What's wrong?
Can you order some food for us? I'm starving.
Yeah, me too. What do you want?
Same as you.
3 plain chicken breasts and a baked potato?
Not the same as you. Their menu?
Hello there. Were you asking for a room service menu?
We did, thank you. If we ask for privacy, will it show up equally as quick?
I am so sorry. We currently do not have privacy on the menu. Is there anything else we might be able to get you?
Okay. We'd like to have 3 plain chicken breasts and 1 potato.
Large potato.
And I'd like to have poke bowl.
Any drinks?
Just water, please.
Your order will arrive in 12 minutes and 24 seconds. Thank you.
Reinforcements have already arrived.
You're friends with Sagan's PPO, aren't you?
She was my instructor at the academy.
Can you speak with her? Offer our assistance?
Her fighter's a target. She's not going to trust me or any other fighter's PPO right now. But there's other ways I can try and gather intelligence for you.
Why did you choose the Institute over everybody else?
What?
Anton said you passed on all the other offers you got, but accepted ours. Is it because you're an atheist?
No. I believe in God.
Then why?
Every organization participating in the tournament had to publish a manifesto, give people an idea of what the world would look like if their fighter won absolute dominion. Almost all of them strictly forbid any other spiritual practices or traditions except their own.
I don't remember the IHS manifesto being that different.
Well, then you haven't read the small print. A summary of it basically says, if we win absolute dominion, there won't be any tax-exempt religious organizations anymore, and we never have to hear dogma in schools or governments again. But if you want to perform any spiritual traditions on your own time and with private organizations, knock yourself out. I mean, we have to have at least that. You can't forbid people from practicing their 3,000-year-old tradition or demand that they forget their own culture completely. I mean, it dehumanizes people. I'm convinced the IHS author knew that, which is why it's so carefully written. You know, it's like a roadmap to help us bypass an impending apocalypse. What?
I'm just thinking about the author of the manifesto.
You know the author?
You do too. She's my mother.
They're bringing in a shooter. So whatever you're planning, you need to make it happen fast. I can't jump in to save you.
Good news?
Oh. Sorry. Not good news, but a good friend.
Oh, yeah?
One of my former students is Fix Huntley's protection officer. He asked her to ask me to ask you if you'd consider doing an interview with him. I can just pass.
Oh, don't pass. I'm a big fan.
Really?
Yeah, I watch the show all the time. He's smart and kind. I would love to meet him.
Can I tell her that?
Yes.
Give him my personal number, please.
Lady lights out and company in position and ready to engage. I have targets in the window. Should I engage?
Negative. Bulletproof windows.
Not bad.
What we expected?
So, the underground tunnel is not an option?
They're not that incompetent. Every path to the stadium will be blocked, except for this one. Oh, I almost forgot. Fix wanted you to have this. Apparently there are 2 people with this number. And one of them is his mom.
Honor.
Need something to write it down? Of course not. I forgot. Wait for target.
No press.
Of course not. As soon as I open this door, start running full speed towards the southeast entrance. I'll run towards the southwest one. They won't expect 2 people running, so that'll give us 3 to 4 seconds until they adjust. Start running sideways and zigzag after the halfway line. That's the point when they'll start firing nonstop.
Got it.
On 3. 1, 2.
Hi. Nazar would like to have a word with Sagan, if possible.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. May I introduce you to Mestre Gato Santo?
Prazer em conhecê-lo, mestre.
Prazer é todo meu.
We were wondering if we could accompany you to the stadium.
I'm not sure if that's a good idea.
Why not?
They know what's going on.
They won't risk hurting us. That would set up World War IV.
If I remember correctly, the risk of igniting a world war has never prevented one.
Well, we shall be on the right side of this one then.
Claudia.
What are they doing here?
Did you think I was gonna roll the dice of them not shooting at us without at least flipping the odds in our favor?
So how would you like to do this? He's taller than any of us. Unless we put him in a wheelchair, those snipers will have a clean shot.
Wheelchair? Disqualify him.
I have an idea. There's a delegation here led by World Coalition Chief Huda Sharawi. They insist on seeing you now.
We have no record of a scheduled visit. This is against security procedures.
Well, I knew this woman would be dangerous.
Commander, General Huda insists on speaking with you.
We are in the middle of a classified military exercise. Announced visitors are not permitted.
Cut the crap, Ilona! Denying a representative of the World Coalition access is a violation of the Beirut Act. And there are 4 members here.
Movement at home base.
Shit.
What's going on?
Something blinded me. Hold on. They created a shield around him using the reflective security mirrors.
Can you still get the shot?
This has gone too far, Zim. Come on.
I didn't expect to walk in here and agree with you, of all people, Nigel. But yes, Commander Zimmer has finally gone too far.
Doesn't anybody get it?
What is so upsetting about this, Commander Zimmer? They seem to be protecting him from something. We have always encouraged fighters to practice sportsmanship.
This isn't sportsmanship. This is worship. A wildcard fighter no one's ever heard of, who doesn't belong to any religion, shows up, breaks every single tournament record, then cleverly leaks that he hears the voice of God. The very next day, our top 2 fighters flank him with shields. Like a messiah.
Conta pra mim, profeta. Como é a voz de Deus?
Eu não sei.
Como assim você não sabe?
Eu não sei se é do mesmo vindo Deus. Estou tão estressado que estão alucinando. Provavelmente alucinando.
Por quê?
Porque Deus ia escolher alguém como eu para falar.
Alguém como você?
Alguém que não é religioso.
Porque é isso que vocês têm em comum, não?
This was a long con, and we fell for it. The Institute for Humanism and Science conned us.
Commander Zimmer has a point. The peace that comes with this tournament, it will be over if the top-ranked fighters started worshiping someone or something outside their own faiths.
She may have a point. If it turns out to be true. But you can't just assassinate people on a hunch. There are laws and regulations. A big book of them that lawyers from all over the globe fought over for over a decade. Whatever you have planned here is in violation of half of them. Call it off, now. I'm not saying it again.
Abort operation.
Copy that, aborting.
Knock, knock. Claudia, are you there?
Yes. They're just now entering the stadium.
Read the room. We're literally streaming your footage live right now. I need you to smile and ask questions.
I haven't cleared this.
This is not a request from me. It comes directly from command.
Mr. Haddad, Mestre Gato Santo, would you mind answering some questions for our audience?
A couple.
Great. Does this procession have a spiritual meaning?
Spiritual?
Well, are you and Mestre Gato Santo now following Sagan Bruno, the humanist who hears God?
I'm afraid I have to disappoint you. Our motivation to get Sagan Bruno safely to the stadium is not nearly as deep.
Well, what is your motivation?
I'm surprised this isn't obvious to everyone. We want to fight him, of course. When you're in the top 50, new sparring partners are hard to come by. Most of us have been fighting the same people for half a decade. It gets old, familiar. There's nothing worse to a fighter than familiarity. There have been numerous attempts to get rid of this fighter with means and weapons I always assumed were illegal based on our conventions. Which is why we decided to make sure he gets here in one piece. Sagan Bruno has a right to qualify for the top 50. And Mestre Gato Santo, and myself, have a right to stop him from doing so. On the mat. Inshallah, one of us will manage.
Come on.
See, there was no humanism cult conspiracy. Just a bunch of fighters wanting to fight. They're lying. يلا تعال نروح على الملعب تعال نشوف مين هالصبي اللي هالقاد موتر الدارث كارن.
انت بتعرفي هي كثير شاطرة بالعربي مش هيك؟
Of course I do. Sagan.
You made it.
Yeah. Saved him from the tigers, serve him for the lions.
He has to fight them one day anyway.
But not in a row. Nobody ever has to do that. Not even in a final grand championship. And what are the odds of beating the #1 fighter in the world right after a match with #2?
Small, but not impossible.
If they fight Lena.
1 minute warning. First semi-final fight. 1 minute.
1分钟警告。
Can you go first, mister?
第一场半决赛。
It's not enough you send me a firefight and never greet you. Now you want me to go first?
Mister, I'm not a sage like you. Or a prophet like him. I'm a child of war. Believe me if I tell you, if we don't fight him like our lives depend on it, he's not going to live to see spring. I can feel it coming. Vultures circling. Bloodhounds salivating. Humanity does not find comfort in peace. Only conflict. And they're getting restless. They want to tear something into pieces, and an infidel who claims to hear God. That's exactly what they've been waiting for.
So you're saying we have to tear him into pieces instead?
No. We have to beat him in a fight to show the world he is not a prophet or a threat. He's just human.
All right. I'll beat him. But only so he doesn't have to lose to a jackass like you.
Attention, please. We have once again a substitution. Mestre Gato Santo will fight in place of Jang Yong Nam.
Fighter, take your mark. Fighter, take your mark. Fighting position. Fighter ready. Fighter ready. Fight!
Sorry, buddy.
Winner, Bruno.
They haven't started the other semifinal fight. We have at least 10 minutes.
What?
Every single rib of your right rib cage is fractured.
What does that mean?
It means you've done your best, and we're very proud of you.
What does that mean, Anton?
It means that your chances of winning against Nazar in this state are too slim to risk the permanent damage it can cause.
I take slim chances.
Sagan.
Nobody can forfeit the fight but me. So you might as well save me the breath. And stop arguing about it.
I'll give you something for the pain.
No. I just need a moment alone. Please.
I know how you feel, Sagan. Like a lab rat. Born into a life that was already predetermined. And for that, I am truly sorry. You are not a lab rat. You are flesh and blood. And what you want, what you feel, matters. I love you, son.
I really don't know how this works. But if you're not a stress-induced hallucination, I could really use your help right now. I'm ready.
Fighter, take your mark. Fighter, take your mark. Fighting position. Fighter ready. Fighter ready. Hey!
Listen, if you're doing this because of what I said yesterday...
You mean the part where I'm the only one who can prevent the impending apocalypse? That's not why I'm doing it. I saw the trophy there for the winner. It's 3 feet tall and covered in glitter. I want it.
Rodriguez.
He's hurt.
And he shouldn't fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have yet another substitution. Fighting in place of Miguel Rodriguez will be the #1 ranked fighter, Nazar Haddad.
Here we go, folks. This is it. The #1 ranked fighter in the world against the heathen who's BFF with God. What a time to be alive. I'm Dad.
Fighting position.
Plot twist, the holy heathen has made it to the top 50. Who would have thought that was possible? And tragically, for both you and me, and frankly, the entire world, the time has come for us to part. I must bid you adieu, ciao, farewell, adios, masala, and hand it over to my dear friend, Fix Huntley, who, as always, will be closing out the tournament with his live show. Over to you, Fix.
How about that, folks? How about that? I did not think that could happen. In the last qualifying battle, an unknown wild card has fought his way into the big.
Good evening. Tonight, our 19 years of peace were brought to an end with a devastating terrorism attack. Although we're still waiting for confirmation, we believe that Fix Huntley, the man who came up with the battle for absolute dominion, whom we owe our return to peace and civilization to, was the intended target.
Thank you.
Ready?
Where are they?
They set up on the deck. Something about front lighting and magic hour.
Magic hour. Sounds divine.
There you are.
Nice to meet you.
Same here. Hey, everybody, could I get 5 minutes with Sagan? Really quick, just before we start? Thanks. And, no hot mics. So when did you know?
When did I know what?
That somebody was planning to blow up my studio.
I didn't.
I've been doing this 19 years. I've never aired a pre-taped episode. Till yesterday. Because you insisted that we do this interview today or not at all. So I had to travel very quickly. You don't strike me as the today or not at all kind of guy. Unless you were trying to get me and my crew out of the studio.
I'm not sure if you're accusing me of being in cahoots with terrorists? Or in cahoots with God? But either option sounds way more exciting than my real life.
Sorry, just coming close to death kind of shakes you up a little bit.
Understand.
Okay, everybody, let's go!